Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Today is my son's birthday, so I'm going to do this video real quick. I'm really fascinated about the Myers-Briggs test. Some people could say that it's useless information. It's just like the zodiac sign and stuff like that. So I decided to just do this and see where I stand. Where I stand again. I did this test years ago, and I always get the same results. I'm not going to tell you guys, so I'm going to do this and tell you if it's the same. I have matured over the years. I'm immature in my own ways. I have grown a lot since then, so I'm going to take this from the humanmetrics.com, the same test I took decades ago. I'm sorry, not decades, when I was 20. So about 13 years ago. Let's see if I change. So this is the Young Topology test. This free personality test is based on Carl Jung's and Isabel Briggs Myers personality type theory. Determine your 4-letter personality type. Upon completion of the questionnaire, you will obtain blah 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 blah. So let's start with the let's start to do this little fun test. I like doing stuff like this. I know you guys probably don't enjoy it, but I do. All right. You are almost never late for your appointment. I agree. I strongly agree. I am there when I say I'm going to be there at 12:30. My friend, I'm going to be there at 12:25. Okay? I'm on time. I'm always on time. I hate being late. I hate late people. You like to be engaged in an active and fast-paced job. No. I'm kind of like in between because I work retail. I like retail not because of the customer, but I like it because of the fast-paced environment. So I'm gonna be kind of like, no, not a big no. It's really exhausting dealing with people after a while. I'm gonna say no. I hate retail, I really do. You enjoy having a wide circle of acquaintances. No. I like my circle to be small as much as possible. You feel involved when watching TV soaps. No, I don't really care about that. You are usually the first to react to a sudden event, the telephone ringing, or unexpected questions. Yes, I can hear everything. I can hear everything around me. If a telephone is ringing, if somebody is coughing, if there is just something outside, like right at the moment I got distracted because I hear the trash people really far away. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you guys hear it at the truck? So I get distracted fast. You feel that the world is founded on compassion. I'm gonna say no, because Mother Nature's a bitch. Okay. You think that everything in the world is relative. Everything that's related? Yes. Strict observant of the established rule is likely to prevent attaining a good outcome. Strict observant. I'm going to say... Well, I don't know about this one. I'm going to say uncertain. It is difficult for you. It is difficult to get you excited. Are we talking about sexual excited, or are you talking about excited as in parties and stuff? My sense of humor. I do have a sense of humor, a very bad sense of humor, and it comes in very bad times. I'm gonna say no, because the sexual part's different. Okay, let's cut that out. When making a decision, you rely more on your feelings than on analysis of the situation. No. I try to rely on logic as much as I can. I know that sounds like what a Vulcan will say, but I try to rely as much as I can on logic. And I try to remove the emotion the best that I can. Okay? You often think about humankind and its destiny. Yes. You believe the best decision is one which can be easily changed. I'm going to say uncertain. You believe the best decision is one which you can be easily changed. Yeah, uncertain. You often ponder the root cause of the phenomenon things. Absolutely. You prefer to act immediately rather than speculate about various options. I'm going to say no. I like to take my time on things. Like, if I'm going to act on something, I have to have all the information, even information, including sub information. I hope that's a word. So, in order for me, especially if I'm making a very big decision on something, I have to have all the information so I can gather it and make the best possible decision, because I want to make the right one, and I will feel bad if I make the wrong one. You know what I mean? So, you trust reason rather than feelings. Yes, unfortunately. I come across as an emotional person, but in all honesty, I try to reason as much as I can. Sometimes I make decisions that doesn't even make fucking sense, but that's more of a social thing. You're inclined to rely more on improvisation than on prior planning. Nope. I like to plan things out. You spend your leisure time actively. Nope. Right away. I don't like being around people. I don't like attending parties. I don't like shopping. I hate shopping. If I can just have clothes that makes me look bland, like, I like the uniform. If I mean, even though I say I'm Gucci and stuff like that, not my physical part. It's more like my brain is colorful and Gucci. But I like looking bland. I don't like a lot of makeup. I don't like jewelry. I don't like attention on myself. Does that make sense? You usually plan your action in advance. Absolutely. Your actions are frequently influenced by emotion. Nope. You are a person somewhat reserved and distant in communication. I'm gonna say a little yes, because there are some things I say and some things I do not. I don't like to talk majority of the time. I know. That sounds because I'm a podcaster. I like engaging in conversations that will provide me some type of wisdom and knowledge. You know what I mean? You know how to put every minute of your time to good purpose. Yes. And my rule of thumb, there is always something that has to be done. Like, I really don't understand when people say I'm bored. Like, how are you fucking bored, bro? Like, how are you bored? This universe has so many things that you can learn. I mean, there's billions of hours on YouTube of countless documentaries that you can watch. There's things you can go outside and explore. Like, how can you be bored? Put time into use. You often contemplate the complexity of life. Absolutely. After prolonged socializing, you feel you need to get away and be alone. Ugh, yes. Yes. You often do jobs in a hurry. No. You easily see the general principle behind specific occurrences. Yes. I always connect things together. If something happened, something led to it. You see this in physics. You know, when there's a start, there's a finish. When you start something, there's an end to it. But hey, that's just my observation on life. You frequently and easily express your feelings and emotion. No. I have a very hard time, actually. Yeah, I have a very hard time. Because everything that I say, I try to put into words, but I can't really explain what I'm feeling inside because my brain is going like 100 miles per hour. It could be ADHD or ADD. I don't know. You find it difficult to speak loudly. When I'm by myself, yes. But when I'm in a crowd, yeah, I really don't like to speak loudly. It's just my Asian thing, I guess, that I do, because most Asians are raised to be quiet and listen to your elders. So that's why I got excommunicated from many settings. Because if I'm by myself, if it's one-on-one between me and you, yes, I'm gonna raise my opinions. But if I'm around a group of people, I don't see the need to. So I'm gonna say yes. You get bored if you have to read No, I like theoretical books. You tend to sympathize with other people. I'm gonna say uncertain. It depends on who you are. You value justice higher than mercy. Absolutely. You rapidly get involved in the social life, or nope. The more people you speak to, the better you feel. No. Specific people, like if I get you on my podcast, if you have appeared on my podcast, it means that I liked you. Okay? And that I wanted to learn something for you. But if I talk to you and you exhaust me out, you make me tired, then I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You tend to rely on your experience rather than on theoretical alternatives. No, I'm going to say no, small no. Because what I experience, yes, it's like a coping mechanism. You use your experience to determine your decision, but at the same time, that's not necessarily a reality. And you see this a lot with the social justice warriors and stuff like that. You see this a lot with the modern day left. I'm not talking about liberals. I'm talking about the modern day left. There's a difference. They rely heavily on their experience. Like, you can't say this because you don't understand the Black experience. You can't say that because you don't understand the Asian experience. You can't do this because of the fact that you are a cis white male. Things like that. But that's not reality. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? See? I have a hard time expressing my emotions. As a rule, you proceed only when you have a clear and detailed plan. Yes, absolutely. You can easily empathize with the concern of other people. I'm going to say yes. I empathize because I can put myself in your position. Often you prefer to read a book than to go, yes. When a group of people you enjoy being directly involved and being at the center. No, I don't like being on the center of attention. Even though I get accused of that a lot. You like being the center of attention. You like the drama. No, I don't, actually. You're more inclined to experiment than to follow familiar approaches. I'm going to say uncertain. Because I'm in between. You're strongly touched by the stories about people's troubles. I'm going to say no. Uncertain. Yeah, no, I'm going to do uncertain. Deadlines seem to you to be of relative rather than absolute importance. Deadlines seems to be of relative rather than absolute importance. I'm going to say no. You prefer to isolate yourself from outside. Yes, I like quiet. For you, it's easier to gain knowledge through hands-on experience than from books or manuals. I'm going to say no. I like reading books. I mean, a lot of people, you see, it depends on you. Like, I can get what needs to be done by reading a book. I can follow manuals and stuff like that too. So I'm gonna say, I'm kind of in between on that. You think that almost everything can be analyzed? Yes. For you, no surprises is better than surprise, bad or good ones. Yes, I hate surprises. I don't like it. You take pleasure in putting things in order. Yep. You feel like, I hate being in a crowd. You have a good control over your desires and temptation. I'm gonna say yes. You easily understand new theory. Yep. You usually place yourself nearer to the side. You usually put yourself nearer to the side than is. Yes, I don't like I said, I don't like being a center of attention. When solving a problem, you would rather follow a familiar approach than to seek a new one. I'm going to say small yes. Small yes. At thirst for adventure is no. I don't like going on an adventure. Ugh. Outdoorsy. Ugh. When consider a situation, you pay more attention to the current situation and less to possible sequent events. I'm going to say no. Big no. Because, like I said, there's always a connection. It always leads to somewhere. When solving a problem, you consider the rational approach to be the best. Absolutely. You find it difficult to talk about your feelings. I'm going to say yes. Your decisions are based more on the feelings of the moment than on... nope. You prefer to spend your leisure time alone or relaxing and tranquil. Yes. I like being alone. You feel more comfortable sticking to conventional ways. I'm going to say no. You are easily affected by strong emotions. I'm going to say uncertain. No. Yeah, uncertain. You're always looking for opportunities. Yes. As a rule, current preoccupations worry you more than your future plans. I'm going to say no. I'm more worried about my future plans than my preoccupations. It's easy for you to communicate in a social... No, not really. I'm going to say no, small no, because, like I said, I'm not really a party person. I'm not really a social person. I like going out and hanging out with people. I totally understand, like, the bar, maybe. So, yeah, maybe in the bar, because of the fact that I'm intoxicated, like I have alcohol in my system, then yes, I can talk. But really, small talks I'm really good at, but after that, it exhausts me. You know what I mean? So, you really deviate from your habits. I'm going to say, yeah, I have habits. I do. You really involve yourself in matters which engage your sympathies. No, not really. You easily perceive various ways in which events could develop. Yes. Let's score it, son. I'm a fucking INTJ again, son. I always get the same results. Always. Okay. So there you guys have it. I'm an INTJ. And let's see who am I like. Ooh, let me look at the INTJ careers. Let me click. Okay. General INTJs have successful careers in areas requiring intense intellectual effort. Those that present intellectual challenges and require a creative approach. Due to the characteristics mentioned above, successful INTJs are found in technological companies. I don't like technological companies. So, well, you have to remember we're all different too. Just because you're an INTJ doesn't make you the same, just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Particularly in research and development and among corporate lawyers, high and mid-rank managers in technologies, companies, and financial institutions. Young Career Indicator determines occupations and areas in which people of your type find themselves more fulfilled and content and are more successful, in which they are likely most represented. The following list includes examples of areas of occupation suitable from a personality type standpoint. So it gives you pretty much the technical science and social services. A librarian. A librarian. Because we don't like being around other people, we're like, only books can understand me. only instead of God can judge me, it's the books can judge me. So yes, I was in the information, kind of realm, and I really didn't like it because it was really boring, but I really do like reading a lot. I really enjoy documentaries. I really enjoy learning new things. And that's why I got into podcasting, because I can talk about these things. I can play with ideas. I can pick human books. Does that make sense? Human books, and bring them into my world. So INTJ is an entrepreneur. Ooh. In fact, anyone can be an entrepreneur. There are many factors that influence how successful an entrepreneur can be, and your personality preference is one of the very important ones. Identifying a line of business and size if your entrepreneurial personality preference. So it's like a career choice of risk attitude, and it goes more. And as you can see, it's like education tips and stuff, and it's really cool. I like this particular test, and so let me go back. Let me get the description about who I am. To outsiders, INTJs may appear to project an aura of defensiveness, of self-confidence. This self-confidence is sometimes mistaken for simple. That's true. So true. Oh my God. You guys don't understand how many times I've been called an arrogant prick. Okay. We don't want to come off that way, but we just come off that way. You know what I mean? By less decisive is actually a very specific rather than a general nature. Its source lies in the specialized knowledge system that people of this type start building at an early age when it comes to their own areas of expertise. And INTJs can have several. They will be able to tell you almost immediately whether or not they can help you, and if so, how. INTJs know what they know, and perhaps still more importantly, they know what they don't know. Booyah! There you go. That's pretty much, that's my philosophy, son. That's how I am. If I can help you, if I can assist you in any way, then I'll totally do it. But if I can't do it, I'm going to tell you that I can't do it. Just because I tell you that I can't do it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't want to do it. Do you understand? Because like I said, I don't have all the information for me to execute a plan. You have to tell me how to do it. Well, not necessarily tell me how to do it, but give me the knowledge, give me the books, give me anything that you need for me to do, and I'll do it. You don't have to look over me. You don't have to do anything, but you will have a blueprint of who I am, pretty much what I'm going to help you with. Does that make sense? Okay. People of these types are perfectionists. That's true. With a seemingly endless capacity for improving upon anything that takes their interest. What prevents them from becoming chronically bogged down into pursuit of perfection is the pragmatism. So characteristics of the type INTJs offer ruthlessly the criterion: does it work? Yes. Does it work? I'm going to ask you that. Does it work? I'm not going to waste my time. INTJs. So I'm friends with a lot of INTJs because my homeboys and homegirls, INTJs, they don't take my energy away from me. They feed me. Okay, and I feed them. And I don't mean like we eat each other. I mean energy-wise, metaphorically speaking. And so when I come across other INTJs, they're competent, they're on time, they follow the law. We are a rule of law over feelings type of people. It's not because the fact that we don't empathize. We empathize with you, but sometimes we have to make decisions that's based on principle. You know what I mean? And so that if it means rejecting you because of the fact that you want to do something that's going to break the law, then we're going to be like, no, we're not going to help you on that one because of that. Does that make sense? So we make great dictators, really. I'm just joking. Anyways, for their own research effort to prevailing social norms, this in turn produces an unusual independence of mind, freeing them from the constraints of authority, convention, or sentiments for its own sake. So like I said, even though we follow the rules and stuff like that, we do say, fuck you, if your system doesn't work, we're going to do it this way because it's going to work as well. INTJs are known as the systems builders of the types, perhaps in part because they possess the unusual trait of combination of imagination and reliability. Booyah! Again, really true, because we have imagination and we're reliable. So if you want somebody that's going to bring, or that are creative and at the same time that can make deadlines, then hire a fucking INTJ, okay? Let me see. Okay, where was I? Whatever system this type happens to be working on is for them, the equivalence of a moral cause to an INFJ. Both perfectionism and disregard for authority may come into play, as INTJs can be upsparing of both themselves and the others on the project. Exactly. Every time you start doing something, and if you don't do it correctly, we're going to tell you that you're not doing it correctly, and we're going to do it for you. Does that make sense? Oh my god. Let me see, where was I? Okay. As INTJs can be upsparing of both themselves, anyone considered to be slacking, including superiors, will lose their respect. That's so true. That's so true. I can't stand incompetent. I can't stand incompetence, especially when it comes to your superior. And I'll lose respect for you as a boss or as my superior if you are incompetent. I'm not going to respect you. Sorry. And would generally be made aware of this. INTJs have also known to take it upon themselves to implement critical decisions without consulting their supervisors or coworkers. This is so true. That's so true. On the other hand, they do tend to be scrupulous and even-handed about recognizing the individual contribution that have gone into a project and have a gift for seizing opportunities which others might even notice. In the broadest terms, when INTJs do, tends to be what they know. Typical INTJ career choices are in the science and engineering, but they can be found wherever a combination of intellect and incisiveness are required. Law, some areas of academia, or podcasting. People of this type can rise to management position when they're willing to invest time in marketing their abilities as well as enhancing them, and whatever for the sake of ambition or desire for privacy. Many also find it useful to learn to stimulate some degree of surface of conformism in order to master inherent unconventionality. Exactly. You guys remember earlier when I was talking about that? My brain is Gucci and colorful, but my appearance is not. I like uniform. I don't know if that's weird or anything like that, but I just like wearing uniform. If I can wear the same clothing that looks like you know the cartoon characters, how they have the same clothing for like 25 plus years or something, like the Simpsons. That's me. If I can wear the same outfit every single day, the same look every single day, that's me. That's my world right there. But then my ideas are out of this world. It's unconventional. Personal relationships, particularly romantic ones, can be INTJ's Achilles heel. That's true. The current relationship that I'm in, oh my god. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of feelings to be opened up, okay? While they are capable of caring deeply for others, yes, usually a select few, yep, very small, and are willing to spend a great deal of time and effort on a relationship, the knowledge and self-confidence that make them so successful in other areas can suddenly abandon or mislead them in interpersonal situation. That's so true. That is so true. Oh my god, I love this test. That is so true. Like, I can only be, I don't understand, how people, I have, I'm friends with very smart people, and they love going out and hanging out and having these ideas, orgies and stuff like that, which I really enjoy as well. But I have to be in the mood for it. I have to have the energy for it. You know what I mean? So, but when it comes to interpersonal relationship, it becomes very difficult for me. Even though, even though it all depends. Like I said, it all depends on the situation, really. Okay, there you go. To complete, where was I at? Oh yeah. This happens in part because many INTJs do not really grasp the social ritual. For instance, they tend to have little patience and less understanding such thing as small talk and flirtation. I can do small talk and I can flirt, but then to a certain extent, I'm bored. To complicate matters, people of this type are usually extremely private. I'm semi-private, but I'm semi-private, meaning the fact that my life, I have another, not a persona, but another, like my husband, my relationship between my husband and I have no problem talking about it. Talk about things like that. But there are certain things that I just don't want to talk about it. Like if I, my little hut or my world, I rarely have people come over. You know what I mean? Like, woo, I don't need you to be in my hole. You know what I mean? In my cave. And can often be natural and passive as well. Exactly. Which makes them easy to misread and misunderstand. Perhaps the most fundamental problem, however, is that INTJs really want people to make sense. Exactly. Yes, I want people to make sense because sometimes I don't know and I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like I try to read social cues and I'm like, what are you saying? And it's my logic side coming out. You know what I mean? This sometimes result in peculiar naivety, paralleling that many Fs. Only instead of expecting inexhaustible affection and empathy from a romantic relationship, the INTJs will expect inexhaustible reasonability and directness. Directness. Yes. Just be direct. Just say it. That's how I am. I go, just say it. Quit beating around the fucking bush and just get to the point. And that's how I am. Reason with me. I'll try to reason with you, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And see, and not many people get that aspect. You know what I mean? When a relationship ends, they want to go cry, they want to do all that. But with me, I'm like, oh well, a friendship ended, whatever, and I go about my day. You know what I mean? And that's like an alien to most people. Let me see if this is still recording. Yes. Probably the strongest INTJ asset in the interpersonal era are the intuitive abilities and their willingness to work at a relationship. Exactly. Although STs, they do not always have that kind of natural empathy that many Fs do. The intuitive function can always act as good substitute by synthesizing the probable meaning behind such thing as tone of voice, turn of phrase, and facial expression. This ability can be honed and directed by consistent, repeated efforts to understand and support those they care about. And those relationships which ultimately do become established with an INTJ tend to be characterized by their good robustness, stability, and good communications. And that's true. That's true because of the fact that I just synthesizing, like I really don't know like the tone of voice. So you can say I'm fine. But when you say, I'm fine, like with an attitude, then I know you're not fine. Does that make sense? Like every INTJ that I've come across, and why I'm friends with them is because they're very direct, they're very robust, and they're very reliable, and they're competent. So, because the fact that we know how to work with one another, we complete and we do our part. I like that. I just hate instability. I hate incompetence. I can't stand when people are late. I don't understand, why people are just so, they can go and like party and like I like to hug people. I'm really like I like showing love to people. But if you support my channel and stuff like that, I'm like, of course I'm gonna give you a hug, fam. I love you, man, fam. If you send donations stuff like that to support my podcast, then bro, I'm so down, man. I love you. But after a while, I'm like, oh, look, you're sucking my energy. I don't have time for that. And it's just my side. So, anyways, I hope you guys really enjoy this. So, if you guys want to take the test, and and people were like, and they were like, I'm not an INTJ and stuff like that. I fit the description perfectly. You know what I mean? It's just like, trying to understand human nature is very difficult to do for me. However, it makes it very difficult for me to maintain relationships and friendships because the fact that I'm not going to waste my time on somebody that's going to waste my time. If there's no direct, a channel of energy back and forth. Like, if I don't get nothing out of you and you're wasting my fucking time, that's my main thing, is time. Don't waste my time. And I'm very strict and very direct about that. If I'm going to admit this, I hate being honest, but that's just part of my characteristics. When I tell you, for example, if there's going to be a podcast episode that we're going to do together, and I give you a time, I'm going to make it at least 30 minutes earlier to warm up. And if you don't want to warm up, that's fine. But then if you're late, then I will start to kind of lose respect for you at that aspect. Dude, I have freaking dropped people because of the fact that they're late for their own show. You know what I mean? And it comes off as rude. I totally get it. But in my logical brain, I'm like, well, this person's not fit to be a guest on Foul or something. I hate saying it like that. I know that comes like arrogant, and my podcast is not that popular. I get it. Yeah. But it's how INTJs is how we see like teams. We're like, INTJs are like, you give us a project, we're going to complete it. We're like ants in a way with a little bit of a heart. Oh my god. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and have fun time. So take the human metrics test and tell me what you guys think. Let me see if I can, it's the www.humanmetrics.com, and it's the personality type. I've taken the test numerous times and I always get the same results. My sister is an I believe INFJ, and she's very feeling, like everything's just emotion for her. Not my world, you know what I mean? So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And make sure that to follow the Far Out Wisdom podcast. You can check out my podcast at faroutwisdom.podbean.com. You guys have all my information right here. I am found on YouTube, even though it's missing some links. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, Podcast Addict. If you guys want to contact me, you guys can contact me at boonhim@gmail.com. I do have an Instagram at boonhim. You guys can check out our sponsor, Rebecca Eichen, from shadowdance.com. So, you guys going to go to her for a consultation. Make sure you mention my name because I get paid for it. And if you are a podcaster and you want a hosting plan, I recommend Podbean. Podbean gives you your own website. You can see, come on. They give you all this option to make your own, it's like a blog form basically. So, yeah, pretty cool hosting site that I really like than all the others that I've come across, like Budsprout and stuff like that. Not really a fan. So if you do sign up for Podbean, if you choose to have them host your podcast, make sure you sign up at www.podbean.com/foul, because that helps me. And if you're a business podcast, make sure you go to www.podbean.com/pro/foul to sign up using my code. And I do have a Patreon on www.patreon.com/boonhim, paypal.me/boonhim, venmo.com/boonhim. You guys want to make donations. And I'm also on Pod Page as well. You guys can follow me there as well. So make sure you guys follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and you guys could follow the link as well. Leave a review, leave a comment, whatever you guys want to do. But here is my page on my podcast page on Podpage. So, and make sure, guys, that you hit the like, subscribe, love button, because it really helps, and hit the bell too, so you get notification of me releasing new videos. And sharing helps. When you guys comment, when you guys share, and all that, it helps the algorithm come to my YouTube channel. And like I said, I'm really a small podcast, and I really like it like that. But me building a community of people that thinks like me, if I can have a army of INTJs, I'd be the happiest person on the fucking planet. we're just living our little hunts, but we operate in a formation, law and order. So yeah. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys, and yeah, you guys have a wonderful day.